Hello, hello, everybody. It is Talk Travel to Me Tuesday. I'm super excited. We have our guest who I've been ranting and raving about this last 2 weeks, the Nicole Johnson. She is going to give us some tips that we can start implementing like right now. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm super excited to learn ways that I can save money and to make sure that I still can vacation. Because y'all know me, honey. I live for a vacation. So I want to introduce her to you. The Nicole Johnson is the CEO and founder of Wealthy Women Lifestyle, a financial empowerment platform helping women reset their money mindset, build sustainable wealth systems, and create multiple streams of income. Multiple, okay? Now that right there gets me excited, honey. She's known for blending strategy, structure, and soul in her teaching. Nicole makes money management relatable and achievable for real women in real life. Through her programs and events, she's helped hundreds of women eliminate money leaks, create financial stability, and fund the lifestyle they truly desire. She believes financial freedom isn't just about dollars. It's about clarity, confidence, and control that give women the power to build lives filled with options, purpose, and peace of mind. Without further ado, the Blue Squad Travel Group, Explore Blue Travel, I present to you the Nicole Johnson. Now, when y'all come in, because y'all know most of the time y'all be a little tardy, and that's okay. If you catch this on replay, do me a huge favor. Make sure you hashtag replay. Make sure you share this on your personal page or on your business page or wherever you at, because I want to make sure that this message reach as many women as possible, especially dealing with everything that's currently going on right now. Okay. It is so important for us to help each other out. And y'all know I believe in it's power in village, it's power in community. So, Miss Nicole, how are you doing tonight, ma'am?
I'm good, Zandra. Zandra, thank you for having me. How are you?
I am doing wonderful.
Good. So I'm excited to be here with Explore Blue Travel Travelers. Okay, balling on a budget. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. Listen, I like to get my passport stamped, okay, as frequently as I possibly can. But I do understand that in this time we do have a lot of people that are furloughed, that are have been terminated. But you know what? I do believe that taking trips, planning away time is very much a part of our self care, even in times such as this. Okay. So, tonight, what I wanted to do, and don't mind me, I got a second screen over here and I need to stay on point with my notes because I could do this all day, all night with my eyes closed. Okay. So, what I want to do is talk to you about turning money stress into strategy so you can save more and travel without guilt, because the one thing that I hate to do is when Zandra launches a trip and a package, and I got to sit there and go, man, can I afford to do this? Or I make that down payment and I be sitting there going, man, should I have done that? No,
Okay.
we're not trying, because those deposits are non-refundable. Okay, you're not getting them coins back. You are not getting those coins back. So I want to help you travel and make it affordable. Okay, so what I want to do before our time is up, I want to give you a small money move that you can implement now. Because if I start talking about budgets, Andre, they're gonna log off. They're gonna log off. Okay, they're gonna log off because too many people that think that a budget is restrictive. But actually, let me say this, and I want y'all to write this down. A budget is a tool to tell your money where to go so you don't spend time trying to figure out where it went. And it's going to take some of y'all a couple of days to get that. And it's okay. Just hit replay and listen again. Okay. So a budget is about restriction. And tonight, what we're going to do is talk about redirection. This is not restriction. This is redirection. One of my students, she came to me. She said, Miss Nicole, my tuition for my nursing school has gone up $400 a month, and I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. We sat in a Zoom meeting, quickly for about 15 minutes, and I showed her strategy where she could make $400 a week. I'm not playing. I do not play. So
Say
make
that again, sis.
yeah,
Hold on, because I want you to
wait a minute.
say that message again for the people
Hold
in the
on.
back.
Hold on. In case that we're over your head, we sat down, and my goal for her as a nursing student, as a single mom, she's got clinicals and all of the things. If we can, once we mapped out that first $400 to cover the upcoming month, right? While you have time, let's go ahead and find the next 400 so we can pay the next month, because when clinicals start, you can't always take off, right?
Right.
But sometimes you just might not feel like it. And
Correct.
we have those moments too. So we mapped out the next 3 weeks where she could generate $400 a month using a strategy of mystery shopping. Now we won't get in all of that tonight, but just know that you'll be able to get in contact with me through Zandra, the Explore Blue Travel, and she'll be able to say, y'all might want to go on and get that information, because making money from home is what we all have to do. Because what do I always say, Chandra? These jobs ain't loyal.
Listen,
They
listen.
ain't loyal. Ain't none of them
Literally,
loyal. And
figuratively,
they
they
will
not.
check, they will pick profits over people 8 days a week, 379 days a year. Okay. All right. And you heard I said what I said. All right. So this week, I want you to take a look at your bank statement. Okay, this is what I'm going to call. Let me go into this. This is what I'm going to call your 3R money reset. You ready? Get your pen, get your paper. All right. We're not doing no spreadsheets. As much as I love them when other people do them for me, I'm not even bringing spreadsheets to you. All right. These are things that you can do before you go to bed tonight. You ready? We're going to review. Open up your banking app. I know every last one of y'all got your phone somewhere. It's nearby. We don't leave home without it. Open up your banking app. Scroll over the last 30 days. Originally, I said 7. Some of y'all going to have a whole lot of scrolling to do. But let's do 30 days. And look at the app or the subscription that you have not used. How many can you find? One, you started that 7-day free trial and forgot to cancel it, and now $29.99, $59.99, $79.99, $2.99 is gone from your bank account. Okay, because you did not cancel that subscription. Now the next step for you to do is to reclaim that money. Cancel that subscription. Call them up and say, listen, I meant to cancel that. Renegotiate it. They might even give you a refund. But if not, then you know that that's the last time, and you better use it for them 30 days since you hadn't, but make sure you have it canceled. And so next month, when that $199 or $79.99 was supposed to come out, you put that in your travel fund. That's when you start to redirect. So just that quick, we've reviewed, we've reclaimed, and we've redirected. We ain't even been talking about it for a full 10 minutes, okay? And that is, you would be surprised when you start reviewing what transactions are coming out of your account, what's actually disappearing. And you weren't really missing the money because you just aren't really paying attention. So, Zandra, when they start to reclaim that money, you'd be surprised. People have found $300-400.
Oh wow,
Yes,
that's a nice amount.
that's a nice amount. That's a good down payment, isn't
Right.
it? That's a nice staycation, right? That's your first installment. Might be some of you all going on a cruise. That's 2 or 3 installments, okay?
Right.
So now you reviewed, you reclaimed, now you redirect. And I believe in putting money into accounts according to their designation. This is a bonus for you. I said the 3R money reset: review, reclaim, redirect. Now we're going to get a bonus, and it's called labeling every dollar. All right. So your checking account, God bless you. Your checking account is a landing spot for your paycheck. Okay. Some of us around here without a paycheck because we on furlough, but Lord, we rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
In the
Amen.
name of Jesus,
Okay.
okay?
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Label it. So when your deposit hits that checking account, every dollar that lands needs a job. So we've got your pay yourself first, you've got your tithes and offering, you've got your split in half for your mortgage or your rent, you got the car note, any utilities, and then you've got your travel funds, you may have your eat out funds, you got your I'm gonna be mad at somebody this week, so I'm gonna put this emergency fund for my chocolates over here. Whatever. I don't
You so silly.
see. Here's the thing. I will never tell you that you should not have a mad money fund. But your mad money fund can't be as much as the mortgage. Okay. It's
Right.
gotta have some limitations on it, gotta have some boundaries on it. But you can label every dollar, give every dollar a job, and you can build your funds the way you need. Some people call them sinking funds. My funds ain't sinking, so I don't call it
I
that.
know that's right.
Okay. They're
Power
not
in words,
sinking.
baby. And I don't need nothing to sink over here.
I don't need it sink. I need it building. I need it growing. You can use high yield savings account, right? Our most savings accounts are giving less than 1%. I am a part of a credit union that does 6% on your first $1,000. Guess what? That's all that's in that account. Is the base is $1,000 and whatever they give on top of that. The rest of those coins go somewhere else. So you can use a high yield savings account to get additional money. And then once you've gotten into the habit of saving on a regular and consistent basis, now you move into investments. But we didn't went far enough. I ain't gonna go too much further, okay?
So,
But
Nicole, let me ask you one quick question there.
mhm,
So, you said once you get into a regular habit or routine of saving,
yes,
so a
ma'am.
lot of times people struggle in this area with just saving. What is something that you do that is just like a no brainer to make sure that you save every time you get paid?
Every Friday, I encourage my community to dump their change. I don't know if you can see it, but let me show. Let me roll back a little bit. So people are carrying cash. You see, y'all remember these?
Oh,
Y'all
yes.
remember these? Okay, you hear that? So
Hmm.
every Friday, we dump our change. It goes in that jar. Now, that jar is full of quarters, right? It doesn't matter the amount. It's to take that change out the bottom of my purse, dump it in that jar. I'm a little anal, so I got quarters, nickels, dimes, pennies. They don't mind me, okay? All my dollar bills have to be turned the same way in order for me to count. I'm a little OCD when it comes to that, but if you do it like that, um, it simply becomes the habit. And once you're in the habit of savings, when your money starts looking different, then all you have to do is increase the deposit amount. Now, some people say, Nicole, I don't carry cash. Automate it. Simply put auto when that money hits that checking account, set up automatic transfers so that it goes to what I call a hideaway account, an account that you can't get to easily. That credit union I spoke of is in a whole nother state. And they're like, Miss Johnson, you don't have a debit card and don't want one. And
Right.
don't want one. It's going to take 3 business days for that money to transfer from place to place. So it's only transferred in cases of emergency.
Gotcha.
You
Okay. Awesome.
understand? So it's automation. And when you do stuff like that, here's the T. Here's the T. Y'all ready for the T? Mm-hmm. You go to T.
Go on and drop
You,
it.
you should pay into your savings as if it were a bill.
Ooh, y'all. I think that
Mhm.
is like the biggest savings hack possible. Because a lot of times people think like this is so hard. But just like you pay any other regular bill, your car note, your rent, your light bill, your phone bill, you got to pay that. If you don't pay that monthly, it's getting turned off, right?
That's right.
So what she's suggesting is do the same thing, paying yourself, right? So you should write yourself or automate yourself so that every payday it's like, listen, this is what I'm getting no matter what. I'm a
That's
bill
right.
too.
That's right. That's right. And even if it starts off small, so for someone who's a new saver, you might put away $10 a pay period,
Hmm.
right? And somebody's like, that's not a whole lot. Baby, we're not setting ourselves up for failure. We're setting ourselves up for success. So $10 a pay period. And then you think about it. Okay, I've been doing this for 2 months, 3 months. Three is the max. It's easy to do. Let me go on and increase it the next quarter to $20. Oh, I ain't even missed that money. By the third quarter, you'll be saving $50 a paycheck. And before you know it, because that savings account is building and it's something you've never done before, you get excited about, see, I'm on the other side of 50. Don't worry about how far on the other side. That ain't your business. Let's stay focused. Okay, focus. Need you to focus. I need you to focus. But when you get on the other side of certain ages, certain things start to look differently. Right? You get excited about different things. Okay. I'm not excited about hitting the club. I'm excited about opening that bank account and that savings got a comma in it. And when it's got more than one comma, I click my heels. I can go faster than Dorothy. And when she did that in the Wiz, you hear me?
Right.
So when those, and let me say, this is why it's important, because our life happenings hit differently when our money is in order. And this furlough is a perfect example. There's some people who are okay because they've been saving consistently. All right. And their savings, they've got 6 months of savings for their bills. They've got 8 months of savings for their bills, whereas some don't. Right. And we're not picking on anybody. I'm not picking on anybody who doesn't. What I'm trying to do is give you something where you can do quickly to turn this situation around. All right. And it's easy to do once you decide. You got to decide that I'm going to save no matter what, because you have to save even as you're paying off debt. So review, reclaim, redirect. Now your bonus is to label every dollar and make sure that you continue to pay into your savings as if it were a bill. Okay. And you know what ends up happening is that before you know it, what was $10, $20, $30 is now $100. Now it's $1,000, and now it's $5,000. Okay. It's not hard to do. The hardest part is to decide to get it done.
Yes, yes, yes. And something she said that is so key, I believe, is starting. A lot of times we beat ourselves up, right? Like she said, we're not here to say, hey, you should have started this yesterday or a year ago or 10 years ago. What we're saying is, if you start this simple steps today, just look what a month can look like, and then 6 months, and then a year, right? Because I always tell people, rainy days happen. We never know when it's going to rain, right? Sometimes
Right.
some seasons it rains a lot and we like, oh my goodness, when will it stop raining? And you want to
Right.
have something that you can kind of fall back on to brace yourself, so that when life starts lifing, you still can weather the storm, right? You still can
That's
get
it.
by. So if anything, take from this just to start, even if
Right.
it's small, even if you like, girl, listen, I can only save $5, or I can only
Save
save
it.
10, or I can
Save
only
it.
save 100, or maybe your save might be, I can only save 200 or 250. It's going to look different for everybody, but you want to start, because like Nicole said, when I start reconciling my bank account and I start like, where all my money going? Oh, see me, I like to eat, y'all. That's why I got a big bag. I like to eat. And when I was going into the office with my coworker, she liked the Starbucks and all those little fancy coffee shops. And I had
That's
to remind
it.
her, I said, sis, listen, see, I got kids in this camp. You don't got no kids. So you
Mhm.
can do coffee 5 days a week. Baby, I can't do coffee 5 days a week because that's adding up, right? But if I would have
Absolutely.
never looked at my account, I would have just been thinking like, oh, okay, I don't know where this $40, $50 going in a week. And I
Yep.
found $40 and $50 going to coffee, where in actuality, girl, you better go get you a Keurig. Girl, you better go bring your coffee. Like, come on. So
That's
it's
it.
little things you can do.
And and Sandra, it's funny that you said coffee, because I talked to a lady, and she eats out for lunch every day. And we're not talking about the $5 meal. She
Mhm.
goes sit down. She got an appetizer. She got an entree, a dessert. Ma'am, so in essence, you spending about $50 a day on lunch. And one
Mhm.
of her coworkers told her, "Girl, my husband told me I can't hang out with you no more because you killing my budget." He said, "You killing our budget." So when I started talking to her about what her goals were for her future at this age and stage in her life, and there's nothing wrong with it, she was still living in an apartment, her and her husband.
Mm-hmm.
But she wanted to buy a home. And so when she started telling me about where she was spending her money, I said, "You eat in your house. That's why you can't buy one." She
Right.
said, "Oh." I said, "Well, I mean, I'm not trying to, it's just what it is. You are eating up your house because now let's take your bank statement, go through and highlight all of that. You could easily spend $400 or $500 a month on eat out food. Now you multiply that by 12.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole lot of that's your whole down payment on your house. So
Right.
do you want to live in one or do you want to keep eating? Because gingerbread houses are cheap, you know. I mean, if you just want to, if you just want to eat a house,
Right.
okay. So it really, and people ask me all the time, why do you spend so much time talking about mindset? Truth is, Andre, a person could sit across the table from me and slide me their budget or their bank statements and their income, and I could create the budget for them. But if they don't change their habits, guess what? They'll be looking at me in 30 days, 60 days, talking about, so I still need help. So one of the things that I recommend people do is this book, read this book right here. Can you see that? Can you see that? It
Okay.
is
So this is
called
the 21 day.
it's the 21-day financial fast by Michelle Singletary. Okay, I hope you can see it, but let me say the name of it again. It is the 21-day financial fast by Michelle Singletary. This book will hurt your feelings. It'll tell you the truth. It will do all of the things. And I tell people to get the hard copy. When you read something, see how I already got it flagged now. I told Zandra beforehand. This is my second copy of the book. I misplaced my first one and bought a second one. And then I found my first one and I was totally happy because I write in it the date and the time so that when I read the book again, because we go through this book about 3 times a year, when I read it again, a lesson is going to strike me differently. Not because the words on the page are different, because they're not. I'm different. My
Right.
mindset is different. And one of the most valuable lessons in this book that she talks about now, brace yourself, hold on to something. Hold on. You cannot be the financial crutch for other people.
Ooh. Now that right there was like a gut punch. Boom.
Mhm.
Right?
I said, hold on to something. You cannot, but
Ooh.
Nicole, that's my child. Uh-huh. Nicole, that's my mama. That's my dad. That's my sister. Uh-huh. Now, while you focused on the relationship to them, are they focused on their relationship to you? Because I'm not gonna put my mama out for my benefit. I'm not going to put my children out for my benefit. Right. And so,
Mm-hmm.
why would your children or your mom or your dad or your sister or anybody who loves you allow you to put yourself out for their happy? And so, we've got to understand, just like they tell you on the airplane, if the mask fall down, you do what? You put yours on first.
First, right.
First, self-preservation, right? So we have to not put ourselves in a position where we are helping other people and it's to our detriment.
Right. Right.
And
That's
so we,
good.
yeah,
That is so good.
yeah.
So one thing that Nicole wanted me to share with y'all, and my apologies, I should have mentioned it earlier, was she has a free resource for you so that you can use. Okay. Now, once you see this link, because I know we're streaming on YouTube and we're on Facebook, you should be able to click it. You would need to register yourself. And then when you get yourself registered, then you will have access to the worksheet that she will provide to you. Okay. So if I was you, listen, I would go ahead and sign up so that you can be informed. And then, as in addition, Nicole hosts several workshops and she has a retreat coming up in January, right, Nicole?
In January is the Wealthy Women Lifestyle Vision and Empowerment Retreat. I am big on a strategic roadmap to plan out your goals for the year. So we do a vision board party, but all the other things that we do and we pour into mindset. We've got our resident sexual education doctor who comes in and teaches a rideology class.
Oh,
We
yes, Miss Goody, Goody, Goody,
got
honey.
good, good, got the good. So we have a whole blast during it. And we have some amazing sponsors, which little birdie told me that Explore Blue Travel and its owner will be coming on board. But
Yes, yes,
in
yes.
addition to that,
I'm
we
so
have,
excited.
yeah, I am too. The complete companies like the Dinner Detective, the Dinner and a Murder Mystery. We're actually going this weekend to check it out, but they've donated a ticket that'll be given away as a raffle. Wellspring Spa, Coffee and Bible Time, and a host of others. If you check out the Wealthy Women Lifestyle .com/retreat, you'll get to see the sponsors on there. But it is a whole weekend of pouring into you. You will come to relax, release, and rejuvenate, and you will leave with clarity, confidence, and control.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Miss Nicole, for taking time out of your busy schedule to hang out with us here at Explore Blue Travel. Again, the links are dropped. I will share Nicole's tag so that you can follow her, like on Facebook and Instagram and all the other social media sites. But again, thank you so much for being here with us. Any parting remarks you want to say before you exit?
Yes, I will tell them, give yourself grace in this race. How much grace, Nicole? The same amount of grace that you extend to everybody else.
Oh, that's
When
good.
you do that, you will begin to see that starting over is not a bad thing. There is magic when you have to start over, because you start over with the lesson that you learned in the situation that you were in. So don't be afraid, and make sure you stay connected, because you don't have to do it alone. Bonnie,
Aw.
thank you so much for having me here. I love it. And anytime we can set up some more time together to come back and just talk about some things that they have concerns about, I'd be happy to come back and join you.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Nicole. You have an pleasurable evening, and we'll be in contact.
All right, sweetie. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Okay, so hello, everybody. So if you are joining me live, let me know where you're watching from. You know, that's one big thing that I love to do. Let me know where you're watching from. And today is Travel Tip Tuesday. And y'all know me, I always want to educate you, advise you so that you can make the best decision possible. I'm really, really big on that, right? I'm really big on travel preparedness. If you know anything about me, since I became in business, since I established this brand, I am super, super big and transparent on travel preparedness. It's so key. So I wanted to take time today to I want you to keep people that have been impacted by Hurricane Melissa in prayer, right? We're not only praying for the people who are there, who are trapped and who cannot exit the islands, but the people who actually stay there, the people who have built their lives there, who have family there, who work there, who has known this place as home. Because one thing I want to make very transparent to you, many of us will be able to pack our belongings and exit and come back home to a home that is still standing and present. But a lot of people in Jamaica and in the other islands that have been impacted, such as Cuba, Haiti, Bahamas, Dominican Republic, these individuals, these residents have to rebuild from ground zero. Not only having to rebuild, but then also to probably trying to locate missing family members and friends, trying to see when electricity and running water can be restored. What about the school systems, the hospital systems? So this is a catastrophe. This is a critical matter, okay? But I want to also take the time to educate the public about traveling to destinations during hurricane season or not during hurricane season. As a traveler, you have a responsibility to ensure when you're traveling to foreign territories that you do your research. Make sure when you are booking your trip, if you are doing this solely independent by yourself, that you are also reading the fine print and you are finding out information about the area that you're traveling to. Also, as a wise traveler, you need to be tracking the weather. You need to be staying up to date, and you need to be alerted just in case when weather conditions change. Remember, your safety is paramount. It's not a game. This is not a video game show where you get to decide you have multiple lives. We are not cats and we're not superheroes. We are humans. And as a human, we have to make sure that we are making the best decision for our life, for our livelihood. I like to say it's more bigger than you. Yes, you might be one person, but you are connected to so many different people. You have a mom, you have a grandmother, you have an aunt, you have an uncle, you could have a child, you could have a wife, you could have a husband, you can be someone's sister, or you can just be someone's neighbor. But your presence is influential, and there's people that are caring for you, that care about your well-being. So when you travel, you got to keep that in mind. Don't make a decision being selfish just because you want to take that vacation. Make a wise decision and make the right decision, knowing that if you're traveling during a time where a storm is present and it's developing to be one of the major storms possible, such as a hurricane, you are going to make sure that you are safe. Your safety is the number one priority. So I just want to be clear, because a lot of times people like to sugarcoat things. They like to step around the truth and beat around the bush. And if y'all know anything about me, I'm not none of those things. I'm very direct and I'm very blunt. I believe as a traveler, and also too as a travel advisor and travel professional, we need to educate our clients and the public of the things they need to do when they travel, the things that they need to be made aware of. If someone hires you as a travel professional, you have a due process you should be taking to ensure that when you are advising these people, if they need to reconsider traveling, you're being very upfront and transparent with them. You're letting them know the risks that are involved. Because you got to think, at the end of the day, if something was to happen to them, what happens? Their family, their friends, they are going to be looking at you. They are going to be blaming you. So you want to make sure that you also protect yourself, travel professionals, travel advisors, and you are advising your client that sometimes a vacation is best postponed if it's going to jeopardize your life, because you want to live another day so that you can vacation somewhere else. So just learn how to make smart decisions, okay? And if you need help in this area, then I really, really encourage you to hire a travel professional. As you know, us at Explore Blue Travel, that's one part of our suite of services. We actually help people plan their vacation. One thing that we do when we plan people's vacations is we help them in this area. It's certain steps you need to take when you are traveling. One of the steps that you should take when you travel is you need to register for STEP. STEP is a government website that is by our USA administration, travel.state.gov, and you need to register your trip so that the United States authorities know where you are at, how long you intend to be there, as well as anybody traveling with you, and then a point of contact, a person that they can contact in the event that they can't reach you or if they need to relay some type of news about you. That's the importance of STEP. Another thing that I always share with my travelers is you want to give somebody who you're not traveling with your itinerary that outlines your whereabouts. Where are you staying? When are you going out on your activities? How long will you be gone? Things of that nature, right? That's very important, because if something was to happen, they'll know, well, you were at this place at this time and you should have been back at this time. That's so important. Another thing that you want to do, which I already touched on, is you want to monitor the weather. During hurricane season, you want to follow the weather, follow the news, see if the area that you're traveling to, how it will be impacted. Do you need to revise your schedule, your travel schedule? Those are important things that you need to do. Okay. Now, I have a free worksheet that if you want it, I can give it to you. I'm actually going to put that on my digital store probably in November during my Black Friday sale. But I'm going to gift that to you as a resource, because in that, it kind of tells you everything you need to do. That's a starting block that I use when I plan my vacations, my own vacations, when I do the vacations for the hosted group trips, and then the vacations for my clients. That's a good starting point because it tells you the steps that you need to take and the things that you need to consider. Okay. So again, if you have any questions about anything that was mentioned today, any of the strategies and the resources that Nicole had dropped, there should be a link so that you can get that resource that she is gifting you as free. Okay. So make sure you register to get that. And then also the other thing that she mentioned that is very good for you to add to your library is the book, The 21-Day Financial Fast by Michelle Singletary. Okay. Because we want to get in a good habit of making smart decisions with our money. Every dollar has a job. Remember that. Every dollar has a job. And we want to make sure that we are working that dollar to the best of our ability, right? So make sure your homework assignment, I'm giving you something you can do, is to go through your bank accounts and look at any subscriptions that you are not using. If you have not used that in 30 days, sis, you're not using it. Let's be honest. You're not using it, okay? So go back and look at things that you're not using and then cancel it. As she indicated, some people have found $300 to $400 just by doing this. Go back and look at every subscription you have. And if you are not using it, meaning that you have not actively used it in the last 30 days, cancel it. That $300 or $400 that you have saved, baby, that could be your trip deposit. You know, my trip deposits be $299. Sometimes they be lower, but on average, they be $299. That's your trip deposit right there. That's your monthly travel payment. But you say you don't know where you can find some hidden money at. You got hidden money, right? Or for you, it could be eating out. How much are you eating out? Are you eating out every day at lunch? And I mean, really eating out. She gave the example of the lady who was eating out and she was spending $50 per lunch. Let's do the math. If you are eating out 5 days a week, $50, whoo, that's $250 just on one meal. That's not talking about breakfast, your coffee. That's not talking about your snacks. That's not talking about your dinner. Hopefully you go home and you eat at home, but that's money that you can place somewhere else. That could be your travel fund, right? So remember, it was 3 things that she said that you needed to do. You need to review how you are spending your money, reclaim it, okay? So reclaim it means you need to cancel some stuff. You need to ditch some stuff and then redirect it. Where can that money now be used? Because what you have been using the money on probably wasn't reaping you no benefits. Where can you redirect those funds to? And then she gave us a bonus and she told us to label every dollar. Label every dollar, right? So there, people have different names for this, right? I don't like the name sinking funds because, baby, nothing ain't sinking over here, okay? It's going up. We run it up, right? So nothing over here ain't the Titanic. Caller, are you there? So you want to name it, right? So some people have different funds for, you know, like emergencies, right? Car repairs, home repairs, eating out. It could be something else, vacation. It's different savings accounts you have. She even mentioned high yield savings accounts. So with high yield savings accounts, the online banks do a really, really good job in this area. What I love about it is you don't have access to the money, so you can't touch it. So remember how she said she had that one account somewhere foreign in a different state? So that you can't, because like when you're in a tight and when you can get access to your money so quick, sometimes that can really be a bad thing, right? So when you thinking about saving, you don't want to have access to it. So you don't want to have no debit card and you want to make it difficult for you to get that money. But if you have access to it, that's why I had to move mine from my regular banking institution because I would just transfer. It would go to the savings. Something would happen, I would transfer it over here. And it was like a little revolving door. You're not going to be able to save. So out of sight, out of mind, when the money was in a different account, then I did better. Okay. So let me know which one of these strategies, which one of these tips, something that she shared that was very insightful, that was very impactful. Make sure you share this. Make sure you share this, right? I believe sharing is caring. And a lot of times we don't know what we don't know because we're not educated about it. And right now in this time, we're in 2025, y'all. We cannot keep on saying we don't know stuff. We have access to so much information on our fingertips because we have the World Wide Web, the internet, okay? We have social media. So there's no reason why. We got books. My book library is over here. We got books, we got podcasts, we got YouTube, we got so many things. So there's no reason why you should be saying, oh, I don't know how to do something or I can't do something. You got to be disciplined. You got to be accountable. You got to be responsible, right? And I'm always going to speak truth, even when it hurts. Okay? Still love you. If you have not subscribed to our email list, there is a running banner below. Make sure you subscribe. Again, my name is Zondra Sexton Holmes. I am the CEO and founder of Explore Blue Travel, a boutique travel company. And we have been here for 4 years and counting. And we help women travel easy, effortlessly, seamless, hassle-free by hosting group trips to domestic and international destinations and by helping you plan your own private group trip. So instead of you doing the work, instead of your friends telling you, yeah, you plan it, you tell them, no, I'm going to let Explore Blue Travel plan it because they're going to plan it right. And they're going to make sure that we are prepared so that we can enjoy our trip. Right? Okay, y'all. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday night. Travel Tip Tuesday. Remember, travel insurance. It is key. It is necessary. Get travel insurance, y'all. It really, really helps. It really, really helps. Travel insurance and travel protection. Always get it for all your trips. We will be back next week on Talk Travel to Me Tuesday. We will not have a guest next week, but the following week, we will be having another phenomenal speaker that I absolutely love. She is very good with numbers. Woo-hoo-hoo. So y'all stay tuned. Talk to you later. Bye. Make sure you comment, replay if you catch this on replay. And make sure you share.